briefly greet you and wish you a great new year and a prosperous one. My name is Peter Mpaka from NUP, and I wish you a good cruising this morning.
Actually, I want to start from you, just to make one comment about the abandoning of police bond by President Yoweri Museveni.
Yes.
Is it okay?
Definitely it's not okay, because it clearly indicates even to the blind that what was like alarming in 2021 when we branded President Museveni dictator, and people were saying, why you people are abusing the fountain of honor. It's now clear that President Museveni is an outright dictator, because
but
granting of bond
it
and
is our
bail,
mother, grandfathers, their uncles in the village who cry that this man has been released just 2 days from police custody. President Museveni is saying there is rampant theft of goats, cows, even coffee, and to be worse, even they harvest unready coffee. So
now you see, that does not remove the right to bond or to bail, or even the right to apply for the same. The processes should be that if my friend here, Wakunda, has been a serial thief, he has been given bond, he goes back and does the same thing. He has been given bail, he goes back and he should still enjoy the right to apply until the judges or until the law says, twakweta wiruka walengo wanyu. So we shouldn't constrain that space and say now it's by decree, we have removed bond. So really that is a show of dictatorship, and actually it is, for us in the opposition, I think it is targeting us, because at the end of the day you're going to Kwekarakasa because of a poor road, and then they will say akibomwan, you find on your charge sheet na ognomushuma womwan, and that means you will not be able to get that bail or that bond that is required. So it's a right. It's a right until the judge or until the law says we cannot grant you any bail, any bond.
Thank you so much. Wakunda, President Museveni is saying this one also will protect people like Kalchunas and Karamoja, that when they are there they cannot crush with security agencies. That's why they are still alive. Do you agree with President Museveni that this bond must be scrapped?
Well, the directive is controversial in nature, and it has been received with mixed reactions. If you see, it has divided opinion across sections of the public. Some contend that it is abuse of liberties granted by the Constitution to the people as police bond. But we must first examine the spirit with which the president reached this decision. In his opinion, he says granting bond is a lax approach to justice. 2, he's saying the police is incompetent. It is a vote of no confidence, because he called them extortionist demands. You give 20,000 to a police officer, when you are a criminal, they grant you bail, and you go back to society without being properly rehabilitated. So you have a chance to go back and do crime. But this also has its challenges, and it can be challenged.
100%.
Yes, it can be challenged. But you see, this also has its problems if it is implemented, because I saw the police spokesperson Lusoke saying they are going to implement it. They expressed their readiness to implement the president's directive. But you must look at the logistical constraints the police has. If you have 100 people in the detainees,
but
how are you going to feed them?
And still, English law says you're still innocent until you're proven guilty. So
how are you going to feed them?
The police law is becoming the court.
So how are you going to feed them? So those logistical constraints and budget inefficiencies are not going to allow this directive to be implemented. If every person that is brought to police is to be detained, and you see again, there is never speedy and expedited investigations by police. You bring a case, it takes ages without being concluded. its logical conclusion. So I see a big challenge in implementation of this directive. Let's see how it goes. But I know people are going to challenge it in
courts
court,
okay.
in courts of law.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
see how this goes.
Thank you so much, Makunda. Wahab,
Yes, sir.
President Museveni is saying, you people, it is too much. Stay there. Is he against the law? Because even he confirmed saying he has authority over the police to give them those such commands. But he said he talked to Alfonso Winnie-Doro, the Chief Justice, about the bail, where he has no authority as a lawyer. Where are we heading?
Well, to begin with, we see we have a tragedy in Uganda and across Africa where old bananas don't die. And when old bananas don't die, absolutely they brings cohesion in the plantations. And perhaps, you see, we have to think, where does the president now get this authority from? Absolutely, it is unconstitutional. When you read Article 98, it gives mandates to the president only to be a commander-in-chief of the
Armed forces.
not even the Chief Justice.
Maybe he's deriving power from the UPDF Act and Police Act, maybe.
The Police Act does not talk about the president whatsoever. Maybe when you look at Article 1213 4, it tells you that the president can advise on policies. And what are policies? The policies are mandated by the government. And who is the government? So can we take the president to be the government himself? Absolutely no. And the policies that are against the constitution, they are void when you read Article 2 of the constitution. So these the directives that move is contravening Article 23. When you read Article 23, the liberty, so people or the humans, they do not have their liberty, of course, and Article 28, 3 of fair hearing. Then when you look at Article 98, by the way, the president is supposed to prevent and to protect the constitution under Article 98. But when you see that the president is the one who is absolutely taking away Article 23, Chapter 4, the whole of the Chapter 4 of the Constitution. So you see that absolutely we are getting in a condition of crying. We call upon the country to cry because we are heading in a absolutely swinging moment where we shall not be having the liberty to speak, where we should not be having the liberty to do everything. And now the president is targeting the opposition. That is the human rights. And being a human rights lawyer, we are seeing that now, being in 2025, now seeing that the people who the president is dealing with, the ministers, those ones that were caught in Mabati saga, those ones they were caught in a corruption saga, he's still working with them. So why is he saying that a person who has stolen just a chicken, the person who has stolen 1 million of PDM, yet even PDM is not there? For me, I don't believe in PDM. How can a person of 100 acres in Isingiro, a person of 100 acres of farms in Rukunjiri, not be given 1 M?
That money is not for you.
Now that is inciting poverty.
It is for 1 acre, for a small piece of land. The poor in poorest, that's the person who is supposed to receive the 1
the
million.
atrocious of dictators.
For you of 10 million, 10 acres, 20 acres, you go to UDB and get big chunks of
not
money.
at all. The atrocious of the awful of the dictator is that I'm going to lead people in poverty. So when you give a person 500, and then when you are going to not to give bail to a person who have stolen 500, and then you leave a person who has stolen 500 billions that is going to people. Now 500 billion, how many people can they help?
Thank you so much, Wahab. So what? You conclude your statement.
We find ourselves in a RCD moment, and sincerely I call upon the young generation to come up and then take their own law, and then we leave the old bananas from the
civil disobedience.
But when let me, if I could interject, for instance, Wahab says the directive is targeting opposition. Is he trying to say criminals are in opposition, or crime has color, has religion, has creed, has race.
No.
I thought we can all commit crimes.
It's maybe giving a reference like POMA, Public Order Management Act, where this guy sat in parliament with my friend Mama Babas, and at the end of the day, the man was arrested.
I thought the law is the one doesn't segregate.
Maybe I would like to rectify this, Owaman, because now you see the police automatically now arrests the opposition. So they are saying that the down people, for example, when Museveni is not targeting the civils. That one I want to make it clear. Is targeting the people that will be caught in 2025 in elections, because the police deals with the citizens. And why the constitution is silent about the president directing the police is that the police deals with citizens. You cannot now or you cannot act both with the citizens who are competing with you in opposition. That's why the army is the commander-in-chief of the army, because the army, they do not deal with citizens. So when you are opposing someone, how can you be a referee? How can you be having a cake? And again, you eat it.
Thank you so much. The advocate of the High Court. I was in Kazo, I think that area, listening to radios, most of the radios there. Most thing is announcements. Announce my cow, announce my goat, announce my cow, announce my goat. For almost 30 minutes, people announcing lost cows. And President Museveni is here saying, no, please. Let these petty thieves. I don't know why President Museveni is saying stealing a cow is petty, and then stealing 1 billion is not petty. I don't know. Tell us, do you agree with President Museveni? Oh.
First of all, to thank the Radical Nuba under the leadership of Senior Counsel Isaac Chimaze Semakade for immediately banging the president's table and informing him that what he said contradicts the law of the Republic of Uganda. I believe, with all due respect, that His Excellency made a reckless statement because he governs a country that is managed by the rule of law. And for its intent and purposes regarding our constitution, as my former colleague Counsel talks about it, the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda is the supreme law as per Article 2 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, as amended by Constitution Amendment Act of 2018. And in that regard, the President, under Article 98, is not above the law, and he has to respect what the rule of law says. Bail and police bond are provided for under the first of all, police bond is provided for under the Police Act, as well as bail being provided for under the Magistrates Courts Act and the Criminal Procedure Code Act, as well as deriving force from the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. And these are sections and articles of the law that, when the president intends to disregard them or put them aside, they have to be amended fast. These procedural guarantees, like my colleague said, that bar the police and the authorities from arresting the wrong people, because our constitution and our laws predict and impend that our people are innocent until proven guilty. If there is a suspect in the custody of police, they should be regarded as innocent until proven guilty. And that is as per Article 28, Clause 3 and Clause 12 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, that talks about the principle of legality as well as the presumption of innocence. And in our criminal procedure, because police deals with that sector of the criminal procedure, they cannot arrest a person past 48 hours without clear evidence that this person is conclusive.
But they are there.
Now, when they do that,
detained for more than even
when they do that, that's breaching the law, and that is why you always see it that the lawyers out there always challenge that. That is why when police arrest a person and it's past 48 hours and they don't have enough evidence to put or forward this person before the courts of law, they are always allowed to be released on police bond, because first of all, police bond is free and these people have a right to get the bond itself. Therefore, if the president wants this to be removed, if he issues a direct that police bond should not be given to these thieves. He should just go behind his legislative MPs, the members of parliament, and ask them to bring this before the floor of parliament so that these acts are amended and it is allowed that the police bond is removed from the procedure of the criminal procedure of our country. Unless he does that, the law stands, and his statement just raised a fair comment. It cannot affect the current structure of the law, and I believe that the Land Attorney General, Mr. Chidiowa Chiwanuka, the Senior Counsel, has to advise him in that field.
Thank you so much.
Secondly, I believe
As you
that
conclude.
as I conclude, just to give a way forward, I believe that the only thing that the president can do under his leadership is just to boost the forensic capacity of our criminal investigative division, because criminal investigations division (CID), because there is laxity in that field, and the only thing that can help us streamline his ideas is to boost that capacity so that CID can come up with particular evidence needed to indict these suspects and thereby eliminate them from our clouds. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Maybe my take, these people who get born, they have guarantors who sign for them. You sign for these people, bring guarantors to release you. So if you disappear, we get you, the person who...
You see, even the law is very clear that to get a bond, you can even have sureties or not having sureties. That means that a citizen or an individual has human rights or has that mandate of getting a bond. So absolutely, when we see that Frankenstein monster of the president giving a directive that is not even mandated, that is not even anywhere in the law, so you find yourself on that obrisik sincerely of torturing, and it is against the Human Rights Enforcement Act, section 11 to 15, section 10, 11, 12. So you have not considered any law. It is that maybe when you see it is before we saw in law society a person waking up in the morning from his dreams and then entering and giving out that now you are no longer president without even mentioning any law. So in Uganda we are a law-abiding citizens and we should follow the law and we should protect the constitution.
Thank you so much. We are diving into a commercial break when we return.
I would want to ask the lawyers and maybe the public listening to us, because whereas these are advocates of the High Court or courts of Uganda, for us we are advocates of the courts of public opinion. We want to ask them.
But your court is not working.
Our court is working, and that's why I'm here submitting that if a president continues issuing out erroneous decrees, directives, what does the law say about that? Should we keep having a president that misguides the people? Should we have a president that keeps giving alarmist directives? What can the law council or the law society...
The question is posed to the people in studio
exactly.
and people outside.
And the people outside.
Let us just dive into commercial break and return. We shall begin from there.
The Big Seat on 91.2 Cruise FM. Great music.
Great music.
Great friends.
Great friends.
The Big Seat. This is 27 minutes past 9 o'clock, and we're here. I have Mr. Peter Mpaka, and from National Unity Platform. I have Owokunda. I have Wahab, and I have my friend from Kazo. Enren Wamanya, the advocate of the High Court. We are looking to how this police bond thing is going to affect all of us, like Ugandans, because every Uganda is a potential criminal, so anytime you can be behind police cells. And they say, well, you know what, there is no bond, according to President Museveni. How does it feel? Actually, some people are innocent. Some people maybe are criminals. But is it really in order? You have heard these gentlemen giving their view. And 100% they are saying no. President Museveni is wrong. And he's going to get serious, stiff resistance from different people, Ugandans, civil society organizations, and many more people there. Peter Mpaka, 2025 is here. For you, you are lucky you don't have primaries. You sit in Kavula and say, you know what, you go to Mbarara, you go to Isinjiro, you go to where. You just finish things from there. Tango Doi, if there is no change, you will be here again, news and everywhere in primaries. How do you project 2025 as far as politics is concerned?
Thank you, Sir Koikoi. 2025 is going to be electric. And it's, by the way, it's the year, or it's the only period that we have for whoever wants to contest on any seat to do the politics. Because from what has already passed through the Kamoli, we know that the election, or the presidential election especially, and the MPs election, is going to be around mid-January.
It is 12th actually.
12th
January, yeah.
So meaning that you only have these days to do whatever you want to do.
This month.
So if you're there still, you haven't made up your decision, as Peter Mpaka, I'm here to encourage you. I've always quoted for you the statement said by Dr. Chiza Besigye, nti mwenye muze omu byobutegetsi bwihanga lyanyu.
Involve yourself in policy of your country.
Exactly. Don't leave politics and leadership to them, to the others. Because if you do that, chitegeza ntoli musiru era toyagala gwanga lyo. You don't love your country. So involve yourself in the leadership of this country. So for NUP, we are so excited. What you used to call a wave, Sakoikoi, has now become a serious mountain. For example, I will paint for you a picture here in Mbara City. We so far almost have candidates, not even just one. You know, the other time we were struggling even to get people for different positions. But like in one constituency in the south, we already have about 3 candidates, and all full of potential.
Including you.
For me, I'm thinking about Mbara City North. But Mbara City South, we already have a lady, Kabagambe Julian. We already have Mumza Bright, who had the flag the other time. We already have Segawa Kraish.
We have seen this year.
All other positions, even woman MP.
We have seen this year your members were arrested in 2020 negotiating with government. And they are saying, you know, this group is for Bayaye. And they were released. But those who said no, they are still there. Should we expect to see more negotiations because we still have more people behind bars? Should we say, what's your plan as NOP this year, 2025? Do you intending to engage yourself in civil disobedience, in riots that we have seen? Do you look at yourself confronting with police? How would you plan for 2025 as far as elections and electioneering and other things?
NOP does not discuss or negotiate with a dictator.
You have negotiated before.
We have never negotiated with.
These are the people who were released and saying,
he is a dictator.
For us, we discussed and we have agreements.
No, they were coerced into accepting the charges on them. And of course, we chose to understand, because if somebody has been incarcerated for 4 years and on a crime you didn't do, and this person keeps telling you, the captor keeps telling you, you're going to rot here until you accept my terms. So those who agreed, we are accepted. We even received them. We welcomed them. So NUP is planning to front candidates on every seat. Actually, even as of now, we have youth councils elections, which I don't think other opposition parties are organizing. We are organizing youth council for the village on the grassroots. So the NUP is still electric and is the only hope that any Ugandan that is seeking change should vest themselves into. Like I've been telling you, all constituencies, I still encourage people, like I did in the last big seat we had here, please come up. You can contact me, you can contact our mobilizers, you can contact our focal persons, you can contact our district chairpersons. Make sure that you do not look angans.
People have branded Nope as
People-
Abavumi.
Mm,
It's a group of hooligans. People say that.
mm,
And some Ugandans actually still look at you as a group of organized criminals around Kampala and other parts of the country. And people, when you're discussing people from different areas, maybe in village, they are saying, nope, those ones they are going to fight with police. Why is it people are projecting confrontation between you and the security agencies?
That means we are the one with worker. We are the one with worker. You see, why does
You
a
don't
tire?
follow the law
we,
here.
why does a tire on a car grow old? Because it is constantly meeting friction on the road. So we are going to confront police, and we are ready to confront police because we are doing work. We want better service delivery. We are branded as Abavumi.
Everyone knows you
I
as
would
a-
really love that. As long as Abavumi is generating for us a following, is electrifying and exciting people. Because who is the best Muvumi in this country? We all know President Museveni has the best Muvumi.
No, people don't know.
He has, President Museveni has branded his own compatriots as wheelbarrows. He has called, there's a time he made a statement, you want me to leave my oil to these hyenas and foxes?
Just like he said.
He has said all those statements and abused people. So as long as the Abavumi, as you've put it, generates a following, as long as we still have a message that brings hope, that radiates change, and the change that the people need, for me, I think the NUP is still on track. And really, a Ugandan that is serious, that is tired of no medicines in hospitals, that is now, I've had soldiers are being deployed in our plantations, but they are guarding the coffee, they are guarding the cows.
The LDUs.
It means you have nowhere to turn. We are being put in a box.
Thank you so
whoever
much.
wants change, NUP is here to give you the change.
Thank you so much. Okunda, June this year, NRM Tango Doi is here again. We had nasty scenes in 2020 November, I think 20th, where almost 70 people were killed. And a lot of scenarios. People are still in jail rotting from there, especially from NUP and other political organizations. Besige is in Ruzira, upper prison, on different charges. Where do you see 2025 as far as politics is concerned?
Thank you, Koikoi. But to conclude on the past topic, you see, we can come here and make and be poetic and make speeches, but the greatest role the president has is to keep the country safe and stable. Criminals tend to hide behind the law, and if you keep criminals committing crimes, you take them to police, because there is less public trust and confidence in the police, to be honest.
Even in courts.
Yes, they take bribes. People are going to resort to mob justice.
Mob justice. Me, even I remember in my village, the man was stealing, being released, stealing, released. People say, no, you know what, it's enough. They finish the man.
So we don't want to go there. But for 2025, it is going to be a politically charged season. The temperatures are going to be very high. Like always, a year that precedes general elections is very eventful. And we are going to have a marathon of events. We've seen the Electoral Commission release a revised electoral roadmap detailing some activities and different timelines. For us in the National Resistance Movement, we have our internal processes this year. We are going for NRM primaries, and we are ready. Like I said on this show last Saturday, you saw the massive
registration, digital,
and update of our register.
You have 18 million voters.
Yes, this is like sharpening an axe.
Even the country has 18 million voters.
Yes, according to our records. But you see, this is very predictable. There are always consistent patterns whenever we are going into elections. One, you're going to see the opposition coming up and posturing that now they are going to preach opposition unity, that they want one political vehicle that can help them.
Uganda kwanza.
Yes, remove Museveni. So new alliances are going to be formed. But at the end of the day, they never get to fruition. Because, you see, cohesion and the unity in the opposition, even this year, is going to remain elusive. These people have inflated egos. Let it be NUP, let it be the FDC, and now this new formation of the Wahabs, PFF.
Wahab is in PFFF.
Yes. Then there is Vengeance Swamp. So they cannot sit on a round table and have a convergence of mind, an agreed opinion on strategy, and then on also how to operate. But that is going to come up. You're going to
you see, me, I participated in is TDA.
TDA.
The other one of Ambas and the Kano Besige.
Until
So-
these radical extremists of Dr. Besige came and pulled him out of the meeting.
No. Me, I was in the meeting. We had a meeting up to 5 a.m. Actually, it was 3 a.m. in the night. From there, we agreed, no, Mama Babas is our candidate the following day. So the following day, we had a meeting at 11. One gentleman said, no, you cannot become a Muslim and become a sheikh the following day. And then the Mukago had collapsed already.
So for them, they are always fighting for the same space. They gave up on getting 7 out of power. The goal is to remain who is the leading opposition figure, which party is the leading one.
Okunda, regardless of the opposition having those failed coalitions and so on and so forth, NRM actually is the face of 2025, to be honest. NRM primaries has always been the dirty. All NRM have left. We have independence in parliament, independence even of recent in Kisoro, where we had the NRM primaries, and then the independent one elections. Should we expect such scenarios? How are you prepared to make sure that people are satisfied with this lining behind elections we are coming to? Is it still a solution that Akaruruko Mugongo will work for NRM, or we still have a lot to do to make sure that NRM members who participate in elections are satisfied with the results, and the man Tankodo himself?
We can all agree, and even the president has said it severally on different public forums. We've always had chaotic primaries. We've had significant electoral challenges. Some coming from the register, some perpetuated by some elements. Some people use some coercive apparatus of the state, like the army, to perpetuate violence.
President has sent me.
The president has sent me. But you see, to put it in a broader context, this speaks to the state of our politics. One, it is highly commercialized. Why we have highly charged elections? Politics is highly commercialized. If someone is going to mortgage his marital home, without even the consent of the wife, and put it to the bank and get $1 billion and invest it, and then he's losing an election, it's only natural that people are going to get violent. So that is one. But one of the activities that we embarked on was to iron out the wrinkles we had in the past elections. And I pray to the president, Tango Doi has mismanaged our internal processes and activities. You saw what happened in Kisoro. That was a vote of no confidence in his abilities.
The man spent there some good weeks.
Yes. And he destabilizes every area he goes to. You remember what happened in Zimbabwe? Soda and Shatsi. You remember what happened in Isinjiro?
In Rwampara when Chamadidi.
You remember what happened in But you see, all that also speaks about the unwavering commitment of the national resistance movement to
Is that resisted?
democratic principles and public participation in their affairs and governance. Because let's be honest, a person who gets a flag in Western Uganda of the national resistance movement has an upper hand and has an upper chance of getting to parliament.
They have defeated them, the independents.
But it is
they have defeated them, the FDCs.
If you look at the number of MPs we have in Western Uganda compared to others, like
they have defeated them in Kampala.
Don't have any actually.
They have defeated them in Kampala.
The
They have defeated them in Wakiso,
the
in
dynamics
Mukono.
in Uganda are different. That's why I said Western Uganda, because that's where Amore is on ground. The other thing is that this is a mass party. It is the party in power. We use the mass line. There is public participation of people at all levels. We have structures.
You have the
from
police, you have the
from
Maje.
the national level to the village level. So, but I am very hopeful that we are going to have a very peaceful, a free and fair primary election. Then another pattern that we are going to see is that new emergencies and of new formations, they have already come up.
New crops of
Yes.
political parties.
Mpuga,
DA.
DA. And the man is saying, Peter Mpaka, he's taking you people. His new formation is coming to wipe you people of MOOP out. So let's see how it goes. And also, 2025, I'm looking at the trial of Dr. Chiza Besigye. I know it is going to take up, whether in the civilian courts or in the military courts. So I'm waiting to see how that goes.
Thank you so much. We'll get back to you. We are going to a commercial break. When I return, Wahab is ready from the PFF. This PFF thing, I don't know where it has reached. Maybe you'll give us a brief where they have reached. Because since Besigye was arrested, there is a total silence, regardless of people are making noise. But the good thing that the name was gazetted with the Electoral Commission. So you give us a brief and you tell us, what's your plan? Is FDC still squeezing you in the corner, or you have liberated yourself?
It's bold. It's real politics. The big seat.
The big seat. I have Peter Mpaka in the studio. I have Wakunda. I have Wahab. And I also have Henry in the studio. We're discussing issues of national importance, Kabisa. We are looking to 2025. Mr. Wahab, the country is watching you closely. But especially the faction of Dr. Besigye of Katonga and the Naja Nankumbi. Actually, for you have serious fights than even NRM, where we're talking about the NRM. And I think around Feb, March there, member of parliament allowed to cross to any political party they want. Should we expect to see more FDC members? You have like 33, 37 in parliament, crossing from Katonga and joining the PFF. How far have you gone with the PFF?
Well, as far as People's Front for Freedom is concerned, the name is already gazetted, and the names the Electoral Commission gave us mandate to go on, and the signatures, I think it it was last week, but one, where each and every person that signed on the list of the
required number.
Yes, they were called and they all agreed that they know about the formation of the PFF. So it is into the consideration, and we are looking forward to participate in sham elections in 2026 perhaps. But our leader, Kano Besigye, though is incarcerated illegally in custody, we don't believe in elections. I myself don't believe in sham elections that is operated into a lawful economy, whereby you get a referee, you appoint a referee to be in the pitch. You are a player and you are appointing a referee. And more so, leaving alone the PFF saga, the 2025, as far as the opposition, the whole of opposition, and also those ones the government are concerned, it will be a horn blower, that it will be tainted with the facilitation that now it will be the whole of the abductions, it will be the wrongful confinements of the people that don't have anything that they know about things that are going, the disobedience of the law, as we have been seeing the son of the president saying that the police is not supposed to allow the opposition to be with the political rally on his social media handles. We have seen
he didn't say to have a social media rallies, but he said police should not allow anybody to be in anywhere talking about the first family, the commander-in-chief, the CDF. If he really does and they are abusing them and these people, police commanders, are not taking action, they will be liable.
But leaving alone all those words are contemptuous in nature, because as we turn back, we see that General Tumukunde was arrested of making such political statements on radio, on one of the certain radios. But now we see the son of the CDF, the military officer, now talking about the police and talking about the elections, and then being a chairman of one of the political parties, though it is not already in the confirmation. It is an NGO. But now he's saying that he's a president, he's the party chairperson. So we are seeing the Hukurbara.
Now we are dealing with one person, two in one, the CDF and the advisor on special operations.
Now,
so maybe speaking the other side as a special advisor of President Museveni on special operations, and then the CDF is another picture. He's in the office. Then the special advisor is on Twitter.
But now, as far as a person who is an elite people, the elite people are concerned. Now, when you see that a person who has advised the president on special duties on Twitter, what he's saying that the whole of the women are his, so that maybe he'll wake up early morning and capture Khartoum. Surely, is those duties that the president can be advised on?
We are not privy to the job description of a special presidential advisor. Even women could be in the special operations.
And more so, projecting on 2025 again, I'm seeing, for me, what I'm expecting from the government, it is that I'm seeing the free and fair elections, that ensuring the independence of the Electoral Commission. Now, the human rights and freedom should be tainted with the good, with the good image. And more so the independence of the judiciary. Then they should leave the anti-corruption court to do its work. The president should not interfere the judicial system.
Before we go there, someone is saying during the MK thing that the operation for women was real, like Wakunda is saying. It was real, it was serious. But before we go into that of Wakunda, PFF and FDC, we have had a Moriat name calling some member of the PFF, the likes of Mwizuche, the Ansomba Biuma. You are name calling. There is actually serious issues between you and PFF. Before we go into them, before we go into other things, because PFF and the FDC must coexist or something must happen. How do you see yourself? Are you looking 2025 harmonizing your positions and no, let us come back together like the call from the FDC saying, no, let us come together and we continue pushing FDC? Or you have already made decision, PFF is going on?
Upon formation of PFF, because we are not, it is not PFF by mistake. Under constitution of FDC, it is where we have...
You have grabbed their color, you have grabbed their...
No, not at all. But FDC constitution gives it mandate to scrap off the party. So, we held an extraordinary delegates meeting or conference that was chaired by Ambassador Wasabirgo, who is the chairman. There was no any meeting that could now leave the Ambassador Wasabirgo not to be the chairman of FDC. So under the constitution of FDC, Article 20 something, it says that the party shall be scrapped off with the delegates conference. I am youth chairperson in Chenjojo district. And I was one of that delegates conference that had a voice of scrapping of the name, and now we are getting into the new house of PFF. Now those people in Najana Nkombe, for them, they may be having the building, and they chose to
you don't have access to money in the bank. It is the Secretary General and the President.
Now that is
how are you going to
political.
run? How are you going to run?
Where can you go within such country where somebody has going in bed with, for example, you have a worker and then you are head of a family and now you are shamba boy is in conjunction with the wife. So you should be, and they are, and for them they might be in their cocoons, and for you the head of the family you are saying no. What the way you are taking is very wrong. So when seriously, now the Katonga group, they are in bed with the President Museveni, and they did not. The Najana Nkombe group, they went in bed with the government.
The paint your picture, actually, the picture you're painting, people who are listening are saying, are you people on the malamwa of taking the dictator, or this is self-interest? Because if you see there is intrigue in political parties.
And now I want to assure you, and I want to assure the country that PFF, and now we have to ask ourselves, why did they get Dr. Besigye? It is to get him out of the political arena. And now they don't know that getting Dr. Besigye, for them as a PFF, they give us morale. And on 7th, I call upon by the Ugandans to go to court martial. It is a kangaroo court that maybe we have to fight for his human rights. And PFF is not in hegemony with any political party. For PFF, its mandate it is to get away the dictator.
Do you see yourself organizing delegates conference, filling all the positions, as long as you're registered as a political? Do you still have time?
Absolutely, we have a lot of time, and for everything that, but we don't need time for everything to remove a dictator.
You have to have a delegates conference to elect your leaders. You have to have structures. We only have 12 months.
By the way, the drunkard of this matter it is that we have structures on the ground.
But FDC
I am
saying
the
no.
chairman.
FDC is saying no.
No, but FDC is no longer political party.
Chairman under FDC.
I'm a chairman under PFF because we scrap off FDC.
You are chairman under FDC, not the PFF.
No, I am.
Because you are not registered.
Yes.
You are not a political
No,
party.
FDC. Let me tell you, the addendum of this matter, it is that the FDC constitution gives a mandate to scrap off or to change the name.
To dissolve the party, which
Yeah,
is okay.
where,
But now we are saying we are near 2025. You are still chairman of Chenjojo Youth under FDC ticket.
Under PFF because
PFF does not exist. It's not a
no,
political party.
we PFF now
Because
exists.
if you're telling it is existing in name calling PFF, but according to Electoral Commission, you're not even supposed to participate in elections because
You see
you're not there.
now
So
FDC.
How would you tell FDC people there that the FDC is not there, the PPF is there? So don't use that as contradiction.
Now under FDC, for them they are running on the thoughts of Nandara and Amriat, and for them they did not vote. They select. There is elections and selection. So for them, what they did, they just select. Now Bruce, you'll be the chairman of Rukunji. Now Baka, you'll be the chairman of where. But for us, we held the delegates conference. we organize structures, and the structures that are in place, they are the ones that are the people that elected. I am among the people that were elected in Chenjojo.
Okunda has a
Wahab
comment.
is just in illusions. This is a cult, that Besigye, that Katonga faction. For them, Besigye is like a demigod. You're talking about Nandara and the power going to State House and getting money, but they brought it and kept it at Besigye's home.
And Besigye was asking, this money is from where?
Now, if you see now you are against someone outside, and then he is trying to protect one of your families, you know that there is a problem.
Because
Now you see some of the NRM hoopers, they are protecting the Najana Nkumbi
Faction.
the faction. So that means that there's a problem with Najana Nkumbi. They're in bed already.
How are they
So we are
Wait.
creating that stand out of the political
but they are
arena.
the
And,
legitimate party. They
We
the
are coming back
legitimate
in,
party. They are-
But,
Just
but
a
how
minute.
could you know that there is a legitimate party in FDC yet you are not a member?
Taxpayers' money.
Power is for keeping. At the same time, we are fighting for the same voters. So if Peter Mpaka is in Noop and I have an opportunity to convince him to come to my side, either whether yes, even if it is compromising, what's wrong with that?
That's the right word. You
Yes,
compromise
you
the other group.
compromise. And what is compromise? If you say the struggle has been too long,
No, the
I've
compromise.
given up on the struggle,
the-
and we will come.
no, the compromise is, you know what? Leave this, get this, go home and chill.
And you see this,
And
they
then you
demoralize
see
their
this-
people. Imagine a person like Mao, who had been in opposition since his guild president days, presiding over the longest and the party that had tested the time, crossing over to Museveni in an exchange of just a mere position in cabinet. That's how cheap they are. Even Peter Mpaka, you see here, is making noise that tomorrow maybe, if he can be identified and given a position here.
I really want to beg
No,
you.
no, 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 no.
No. He's making a substandard statement,
No, he's
and I want him
saying-
to swallow his eat your own words and swallow them.
He's saying
Because,
you are
yes.
good at negotiating for your own stomachs than negotiating for the country.
No, we have a country that is facing
We have seen
serious challenges.
We have seen your people
Sako
cross the
Ikulu.
Kagabos, have negotiated,
You
they have
see-
crossed to the
You
NRM.
see, Kagabo is
You've seen
substandard.
Beth coming.
You see,
You've seen Sebugwao.
you see.
We've seen Kawanga Sebugwao.
We have seen people.
We've seen Mao. We've seen Kagabo Twaho of the Noop.
Yes, negotiating for
Negotiating.
themselves, not for the country.
we have a serious country. I mean, we have serious
And-
challenges in this
And you know when
country.
basically,
And
when Bobby Wine said that people return the MPs should return the 40 million they had taken, which he called a bribe.
Kagabo had returned it.
Most of the Noop MPs never returned that money. They defied that directive. Peter knows here. It is on record. So for them, when it comes to money, that's why they are very easy to compromise.
And that's what we are saying. Don't you see commercializing politics that you said before? Commercializing politics, making it a big thing as far with money, you NRM people. Don't you see how spoiled our politics?
Tell you, power is for keeping. If you have an illusion that people are going to get, you are going to have a smooth way to power, then I feel sorry for you. But opposition unity is a dream so far in this country.
but let me say this, Sako Ikoi, maybe before you go to another
I'm
panelist,
going to pick Wahab.
that it is very important to let the other side thrive. That's why since morning you have not had one song. That's why we advocate in health for a balanced diet. Actually, that's how states end up as failed state. as failed states. Well, actually, what happened in Zimbabwe is what is going to happen here in Uganda, because we are living on just posho.
You're a
We are
prophet
living
of
on
doom.
just NRM. The government, and I'm not talking about the state and your power for keeping. Using that is LM excuse. We must formulate a body that allows the opposition to thrive.
Allow Wakunda to finalize. I bring in Wahab.
I've gone to a seminary or should have become a pope. If he's saying we are in politics, this is a heated contestation. But you
Politics
should
is all
allow-
about Kutuna Mkamwa.
It is all about Tunamuka. It's like being on the pitch. It is Arsenal playing Manchester United, and you're saying let them score one goal. No,
No, that's
the intention is to keep the ball and also score in
No,
their
that's
goal.
not what I'm
So
saying.
you can't say they should. The NRM should allow the other people.
But
I
but
said
but
government.
but,
I said
but he's saying
government. No, I said
he's saying
government.
you people you go ahead and buy their goalkeeper there and give them a lot of money and say allow the goals to enter.
Yes, if that's possible, why not?
And I'm saying that's what leads to failed states.
So why do you
because
allow, why do you allow to be compromised?
Thank you so much.
You see,
Thank you so
when
much,
you talk
gentlemen.
about
Wahab,
compromised, we
their microphone is
steam.
off. Their microphone is off. Wahab, we have heard these gentlemen. We are looking at PFF or FDC, whatever it will be. It's God's plan. What if the PFF does not come into picture as we see where we have reached, and FDC still take the center stage? Where do you see yourself, you people who have been fighting power, who have been fighting, saying, no, this FD should go? Are you going to still stand as a youth chairperson on FD's ticket, or you say we are surrendering and we are waiting until PFF comes in existence? That's when we shall be in politics again.
You see, now, as a Koikoi, there are some things that are inevitable. PFF being in existence will be inevitable. And you see, the majuscule for NRM, it is that maybe they will retain the politics with the financial focalizers, whereby they are going to buy each and everyone who is in politics, and that is the stand with the youth, whereby they are coming in politics looking for money, and more so the opposition. More opposition, they are coming at least to get away those ones who have already made now, those ones who are serious to get off the dictator. For PFF, we are not absolutely, we are not in fighting with anyone with opposition. Maybe
you are fighting with FDC.
No, we are not fighting FDC. For us, our main focus is to fight for a good governance, for a better.
You would have stayed there and fight.
No, we could not. You could not. When you decide to eat with the Satan, you absolutely have to eat with the wrong stick. And
you would have stayed there with the long stick.
And now that is what because now you cannot leave. We see BSG left NRM in back 90s. So the grade of NRM is that for them, what they do, it is now to destabilize the opposition. In themselves, they are not stabilized. So as you see now, you will wait for primaries. You will see now Bruce fighting with another one. They fight each other. You have seen this not once and not twice, fighting one another. And also, as you see him now, he is saying that wherever this chairperson of NRM, wherever he is the situation is unstable. So you see people fighting one another. You have seen in Chisoro, the NRM itself is in fighting. They are not stabilizing. So what Museveni wants is,
and that's why the question is: you are not setting a good example as opposition. You are also fighting.
No, we are
as
not.
NRM is fighting, you are also fighting there.
Yeah, what is leading?
There is no
what
alternative.
is leading FDC to fight, or what is leading opposition to fight?
It is greed.
It is financial. It is financial constraints.
It is greed.
brought
Greed within you people.
Now,
also be clear and say after we fought in Chisoro, we signed a memorandum of understanding between the National Resistance Movement
because of compromise.
But the other person is there, Kukuruma. The other one who was defeated is there. Kukuruma is not happy, was not involved in the negotiation. Continue, Wahab.
Now you see the ligature of NRM is that by the time they put money into the heads of the opposition, they said that now they are done. And the NRM, for them, they believe that for a thief is to be canonized and to be celebrated, and yet the good people, they are demonized. For example, now when you see NRM is going in bed with the Najana Nkumbi faction, that means that they are canonizing them, and
That
the,
means you
and
lack
the people
principles.
in Katonga, they demonize it because they are fighting them.
So you're just agreeing with Okunda that you lack principles, you lack values, you don't stand for you lack what you stand for.
For people who are financing the, and in politics you do not have to finance. By the way, that is the concept of political arena. When you put money in politics or opposition, and in first place, why did they create the opposition parties? Why did they lead the governments to be to be partisan? Why did Museveni now? Why didn't he leave the government to be non-partisan or to be on NRM? For opposition parties to guide and to guide on the government that is in question. So when you start putting money in opposition parties to fight one another, so seriously, that is how the Drankora comes and saying that absolutely you are not leading the government as it should be done.
The Drankora, it's you causing it.
No, it is
Because
not. It is
if
not.
you really stand on principle and say, let me give you an example of Mugisha Muntu, was offered ministerial position. He said, no, I'm not taking up. So why not principle to that level that money take away your money? What you want is to dislodge you and take up this country where you want to be.
You see now the big thing is in this country, it is that the people that they have, they are the ones who feel that they don't have. They are the ones who are compromised and much more. And that is why I call for a need for anger. In this country, we need anger, and I call upon the young generation absolutely to come to be among those ones who will be policy makers. You see, Roosevelt said that if you need a very good country, you need to fight for it.
But
so
you know, Wahab, what is confusing people there outside there? You're saying you should participate and make policies, or like the way you're saying, but you, the chairman of youth in Chenjojo on FDC ticket, you're saying no. You are not giving people reasons why you are running away from FDC to create PFF. So how do you expect people, youth in Chenjojo, to believe in you that this is our man? If PFF is there and is in there and something like FFP start, you not cross. So the double standards, are you not seeing the double standards are letting you down in this process of dislodging President 70?
It is not absolutely double, because we made a countrywide tour. You remember? We made a countrywide tour with Dr. Wesije, with all of the FDC in Katonga Project 6, telling people why we are leaving and why we are dissolving FDC. Because
the only issue, they received money.
They received money, and not money that was legit. The money was unlegit. It was injustice. Because when you go to a person whom you are going to contest against to and giving you finances, we see that sincerely it is abnormal. And how can you be against such person?
Thank
and
you so
maybe
much.
to make that to make the statement.
As you conclude, I bring in Henry as we receive some calls.
As I conclude, it is that we are, as a country, we need to harmonize. As opposition, for me, I see this advice to go to opposition. As opposition, we need to harmonize and get from the roots, because when you are cutting a tree, you cannot start from the leaves. So let's start from the roots. We get from those chairperson LC1s, chairperson LC2s, chairperson LC5. We get, when we are coming higher, we get the dictator done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Henry,
Yes, please.
where do you see opposition political parties?
First of all, I'm quite disappointed by the opposition members in studio. I really thought they were going to do better. And for the little time I've spent with Peter, he always convinces me that at some point he's actually going to do better. But these days, I don't know what happened. I don't know if someone boxed him with a bag of
He's
money.
sliding terribly.
Peter, I hope you don't disappoint us who want to elect you in office, much as you've not yet convinced me with your manifesto. But what the opposition is doing is...
Continue,
what
Henry.
the opposition is doing is what Sun Tzu quoted in Art of War, appearing to be strong when you're weak. And I want to tell the previous speaker that the best art of war, just again to reflect Sun Tzu, is to being able to subdue your enemy without actually necessarily fighting. I hope his advice is not taken seriously by the youth, that we have to be angry. We can actually do better without necessarily being angry and fighting and taking over arms. I don't know what's wrong with some of the opposition members. Some of them think that to stress your point and to seek for what you want, you have to be utterly pissed and angry. I saw Spire, this cartoonist, the professor, drawing some cartoons. There were two different animations. One opposition member was saying Museveni must go, then the other one was saying we should remove a dictator. Then the next drawing, these two who were literally saying the same thing were attacking each other. This one was saying the dictator paid you, then the other one was saying you're working with a dictator. Now they started fighting, kicking each other. I hope the opposition really gets to unite, like I said and further stressed in the previous submission, so that we realize a common goal. If in case the whole point is to remove the National Resistance Army and the National Resistance Movement in the seat, you have to unite, because the people you're fighting, the people you're dealing with, have expertise in this field. They've stayed in power for more than 40 years. So they know what they're doing. And if you keep fighting each other without uniting necessarily, you're going to have issues in the coming elections. I thank you.
Thank you so much. We are going to commercial break. On return, I will just pick your calls on 0752 912 912 and 0780 912 910, and also give your take as far as our topic is concerned today. Don't dare turn your dial.
This is 91.2.
Zero, talk to us. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, hello. How are you?
Morning.
Good morning. Where are you calling from?
This is Bieko Mishaka here.
Ishaka.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is very hard.
Yeah, I'm sure. 0752 912 0780 912 910. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Where are you calling from and your names?
You are speaking with Christian Saja calling in from Ntungwi Single.
From Chegegwa
Ntungwi Single.
in Isinjiro.
Yeah.
You have heard the gentleman on the panel.
Yeah.
What is your take?
Me, I'm singing the government.
I don't know if it is my line or it is you people who don't have air time. Things are hard, I know. 0752912912 and 075800780910. Talk to us. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine. Welcome to Big Set.
You speaking to Inabiana Odias from Mwizi.
From Mwizi.
Yeah.
Where do you see Uganda in 2025?
First of all, we are going to experience what we call a political wave.
Political war.
Yeah. Example given, if like this man Tangodo is not changed, I don't see any change in NRM elections.
Primaries.
Then secondly, it's about this one of Katonga. I don't think that it can make any change when someone is like dancing in a party and people are not convinced to laugh. Then he just changes the direction where he is facing. Just show the buttocks. So it's a matter of making what we call, for me, I would like three opposition parties uniting together.
Thank you so much from Rampara. For you like political parties, opposition political parties to unite, and you're saying the NRM primaries, as long as Tangodo is still there, we shall have chaos. Hello. Good morning. Very fine. Your name, where are you calling from?
I'm Erika Kod from Isinjiro.
From?
Isinjiro.
Isinjiro.
Yeah.
Where do you see Uganda in 2025?
I see Uganda in 2025
In
a confusion.
In confusion.
Yes, Uganda is in confusion because when you see the picture of the CDF and the alliance of Buga, it seems like they planned together to Uganda to think that Buga is on opposition side while it is the government. And I want to tell those, especially the people of North, that the man have told them that they will not going to deal with their push for Chagurani, where he called him a Bobby. So I want to tell Peter Ampaka that whatever you are doing, you get to know that you will not get the power, just run the position side in parliament and eat from Rito, but the whole thing is the NRM.
Thank you so much. The gentleman saying you should change the tactics. Simply change the tactics. And he's saying with these tweets of CDF and Mpuga Alliance, we are heading for confusion. Hello?
The Big Seat.
Yes, Big Seat, good morning.
A very, very good morning to you.
Where your name, where are you coming from?
As usual, the king himself, Paul Freeman, Stochimavera Kashari.
How is Kashari?
Kashari is a Kashana.
2025, where do you see Uganda? Hello? Airtime. Yes, hello, last caller.
Yes, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Westgate.
I'm very fine.
First of all, I want to thank you, Mr. Westgate Banyai, and the entire panel team. For me, I want to talk about 7 choice of denying bail on thieves. you see, it is actually good.
It's good.
It is actually good
Mm.
because naba yaziyambaha abashuma chendeza abashuma konka on a however side and on to the large extent which is bad.
Mm.
Because first of all naba deteriorating Ugandan road naba yazimaramani. Where my worry is zakubantu kareba nkasantu kace bati noza kusanga ayihayo shindi nashe yashindura yashitekamwe ebyeye.
Thank you so much. And you're saying the bond thing is good at some extent and bad at a large extent. Yes, hello, last caller. Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine.
Your name and where are you calling from?
It's me, Christian Saja from Tongwisinjo.
From Wisinjiro.
Yeah.
Uganda in 2025. Where do you see us?
Me, in 2025, I'm seeing Uganda. You know, there are NRM primaries, and they are coming. And I want to ensure you, the last NRM primaries in Wisinjiro. It was like they were in the war. I don't know why, but me, in 2025, I'm seeing that Uganda will not be stable. Yeah, you know, there are primaries, people are fighting for elections. Me, in 2025, Uganda will not be in a good condition.
Thank you so much. And that is our last caller today. I'm Sir Koi sitting in for Banyaji. Banyaji will be here next Sunday when God wishes. And I have Mr. Mpaka Peter in the studios. I have Wokunda, I have Wahab, and I have Miss Henry. We have been discussing some two topics. One on scrapping of police bond for petty thieves. And these police officers must also get this right. President Seven said, petty thieves. Don't confine people using this authoritarian law or directive to squeeze people. Petty thieves, chicken, wibenkoko, vechitoche, bakufuba kunyazi. That's what the president is saying. But don't mix issues and squeeze people. Peter Parker. We are using only one more minute and we conclude the show.
Yeah, as we finish, I really want to state it clearly that the society needs balance. Whether power is for keeping or we should break them, their bones, we should beat them, their backs. Hakuba already abantu bijiro bwoba. Kukura abantu bagamba karuraka kakujamba chiboko ne kuba chiboko. Yeah, hantu something like that.
The one from Wisinju says for them in NRM, it is already declared.
It is already declared. But at the end of the day, society needs balance. For a country to thrive, for democracy to grow, for these spaces to be enjoyed, we must let even the opposition thrive, because they, when they thrive, they are able to give best alternatives, best advice to the government that is in power. I want to end by wishing you a great year. We are at the beginning of the year. Like I said last week, get a piece of paper and a pen, have some resolutions, have a vision, have a target, and work at it. By April, by June, by September, see how far the journey you've gone.
Thank
Don't
you so
just
much.
leave angans. If you stay failing to plan, is actually planning to fail.
Thank you so
I
much.
wish you the best, and may God bless you.
God bless you too. Wakunda.
Thank you. For me, I advise people and empower them to keep calm, to keep vigilant, so we remain peaceful in this political season. Because you see, for African governments to remain in power, they must maintain a firm grip on coercive apparatus. One of them is the army and all these security agencies. But Mpaka and his group should avoid confrontation. Last year we saw people beating police officers. A woman slapped a police officer. You cannot provoke somebody with a gun. However much they are trained.
Even they ordered NRM to remove
but there are also
t-shirts.
people that can be overrun by emotions. So why do you provoke a person with a gun by slapping him? So you remain calm, play by the rules, we shall have a peaceful electoral period.
2025. Thank you so much, Okunda.
And
But
Beres.
also,
Beres. I have no time.
But also the people holding the guns should not be trigger happy, like we saw a police officer who shot somebody in Kampala that they didn't allow them to pass.
Wahab, 1 minute.
Well, the Ardin and the burn of the state of democracy in Uganda faces a significant threat due to our leaders prolonged in power. And I would like to implore more so the youth that there is a need for revival in the government, for a policymaker starting with you exactly where you are, because now we see that a society, it is run by people who can reap where they have not sown. So we have seen the society where thieves are canonized, where thieves are celebrated, and good people and those democratic people are being demonized. So as youth, it is upon us, it is upon you, it is upon me to get in touch with this government, to start from the roots, not from the trees, not from the leaves, to get off the dictator.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and may God bless you, and be well in 2025.
Greetings to people of Chenjojo. You know why I like Chenjojo Shibali there? They have their own god. It's called Bisaka. And most of them, so I like that place.
I would like to send my greetings to the people of Chenjojo and Rukonjeri, because they are all my districts of Abod.
Thank you so much. Henry.
Yes, please.
1 minute we can conclude.
Just an emotional tip. Aside from politics, just day-to-day business, people are going through a lot socially. Those struggling with loans, those having health issues, those looking for money for school fees. Take heart. The Lord is with you, and all will be well. Just don't stress yourself and take your lives like some teacher who hung himself of recent.
And the UPDF lieutenant who shot himself.
Yes, and the UPDF officer who shot himself. There is always a better life
but
tomorrow.
Everyone has Ogwanga wherever he is working.
And
Ogwangas everywhere.
Hope matters a lot.
It is not even Ogwanga, but the UPDF is.
The Ogwanga is Henry conclude.
And finally, I hope, like Bruce said, the opposition and government, in this case, get to deal with each other the right way. I know sometimes government also uses a lot of force where it's not necessary. Let the people be. If Bobby Wine wants to go to Chisoro, let him go. He's not going to change anything. It's you who give him that platform to outshine you. But if you leave him, you can weaken him. Let him go. He meets his people, and just ensure that security is in its place. I thank you, and I hope we get to have a very good day.
Thank you so much. I also re-echo, let us respect each other in this process, because without respect, we are bound to have problems. So security officers respect these candidates also respect the law, and also respect the directives. If they tell you pass here, don't say me I will pass here. That's how we shall have a cohesion, and we have a peaceful 2025. But those who want to stand and those planning to stand, we wish you well. And this was the big seat of 4th January 2025. I had Peter Mpaka, I had Wokunda, I had Wahab, and I had Henry. We wish you a blessed weekend and a blessed Sunday tomorrow. Have a nice lunch, and bye-bye.
It's tough. It's bold. It's real politics.